Hello, welcome back to my cringe series, Still in the Jungle. Today I want to talk about thought leadership, a topic that's really dear to my heart and my mind and my type 5, inner type 5. And I'm also noticing that it's a really common cliche, a bit overused in a way, because people like to believe they're thought leaders, they're aspiring to be thought leaders, but it's not really clear what we actually mean by the term. So I thought I'd share my thoughts with you on this, and I think there are two components to thought leadership. One is to have thoughts, the other is to lead with them bravely and visibly. Now, there are a couple challenges with this. Number one, is clarity around our niche. So we have to really know clearly who we help, what we help with, and how we do it. So what our values are, what our modus operandi, what principles, values, beliefs we have, what we stand for, what we stand against, and not be afraid to share any of this visibly, confidently, daring greatly, to the extent that we are even using any audience pushback to further hone and work on our niche and our turf. Because there will be pushback if enough people start watching and noticing and listening and reading. We will be rubbing some people the wrong way through no fault of our own, including our levels of consciousness, our values, any other reasons. Buenos días.
Buen día.
Adelante. And that's why clarity around the niche and our pillars embedded into it, as well as our content strands within our curriculum, are super important. Because if we've really worked our way through what belongs, what doesn't belong, we're likely not going to be so thrown by bad faith attacks in a way, or people misunderstanding stuff on purpose, or starting to pick fights, etc. That's to be ignored if we're really confident about our niche and our the way how we help and who we help, etc. Now, the way how we carve out our turf might be quite a process. I'm going through it with my own, to be honest, because of course we would want to be creating a niche that's a bit of a fusion in a way, so it's not a carbon copy of something very generic that already exists and or somebody else is already doing. So we will likely be placing ourselves between other practitioners in the market. So that means that we are trying to thought lead in a mixed territory, on mixed terrain in a way. So for example, my niche is about marketing and helping introverts, which there are many coaches who do that already. And I do this with the Enneagram, so I'm trying to create a niche and some visibility and some awareness in both communities, perhaps, for my service, which is quite a heavy lift. and when it works, it really works, because it is completely unique, and if somebody wants this, they will not find it anywhere else. So that's thought leadership in a way, claiming and keeping mental real estate in other people's minds consistently and for a long enough time. So it's easy to capture people's attention with questionable tactics and disruption, meaningless disruption. I think I've written about the issues with disruption. Just disrupting people for disruption's sake tends not to work, because nobody likes that. But if we are valuably showing up consistently, we won't be disrupting or interrupting, because people will be flagging our emails and our contents to be watched and later, etc. B, they will keep nurturing themselves on our content, and they will keep exposing themselves to the way how we help and what we believe in, etc., to the point where they might be ready to work with us or not, and they will have learned a lot, and they have they will have grown a lot with us, which is part of our mission. So if we really are devoted, I think that's also nice to acknowledge that this in itself is really a meaningful thing to do. So yeah, today an influencer is a thought leader who is posting, prospecting and pitching, plugging their stuff in a sustainable, ethical, aligned, confident, clear, consistent enough way. And they're building an audience, and they are also good at nurturing that audience. For this we need clarity around what we stand for, what we stand against, as I've said before, and not be afraid to share any of this. So if you are a thought leader, I'd like to hear from you. If you're a thought leader who's also trying to get the word out sustainably, despite your temperament and despite your introversion, I'd like to also meet you in a type and instinct and niche exploration, because like I said, I do this kind of support with the help of the Enneagram, which helps us understand our gifts and talents and deep core motivations, as well as mindset issues to do with our niche and the way how we serve, but also the way how we market, and all the quasi misunderstandings in our mind or in our soul around what it means to be visible, what it means to be exposed, what it's like, what the actual risks are, what the imaginary risks are, etc. So if any of this might sound useful to you, book in and or subscribe to my Substack channel, because my Friday findings might be also very useful for you to help you gain clarity around your own niche, around the whole process of creating one, finding one, and starting to actually ship it and share it with the world. Lovely meeting you today. Greetings from the jungle. There were a couple of interruptions from a policeman and from somebody who wasn't a policeman. But I'm learning to just power through it. Bloopers. Yeah, that's it for today. Much love. See you next week.